Okay, here we are. We're back and ready for our refresh, but this is the point I have to admit to doing something pretty stupid in the last video. You may or may not have noticed, but I never did hit the refresh on the to get my new list of players or matches. So you'll notice the timer now has just started ticking down. I hit it about 10 minutes ago, and I was debating whether or not to make this video. I'm going to go ahead and make the video. So. So let's just start firing off some matches here and see how we do. Now, I've had some questions pop up. See if we have time to look at them. The questions tend to break me out of actually playing the game, so they'll make the video a little bit longer. I had a question about training up my guys as far as leveling them up to 20 and what I look for my distribution of numbers. And then, what's the other question? Oh, I've forgotten already. Maybe I can see on my computer while I'm waiting for these results to finish off. Anyways, okay, first one, so far so good. Let's see, fire off the next one. Kodiak, this is a very old player. This guy's been around for a long time. The other question was how I set up my lineup, which unfortunately I don't have any really good answers for that. I set it up initially and I just kind of leave it there. In the past I've played around with moving things around. Sometimes if my team seems to be stagnating, I'll flip some players around, but I'm not doing anything amazing with it. So I guess I will address one of the questions first. Let's take a look at the lineup. Let's take a look at my players. And my preferred skills are eye and contact. So, so the person who asked the question guessed it right. Those are my favorites. I would have liked more power on Pedroia, and in general, my team does not hit as many home runs as some of the other teams that I see up high in the ranks. So take it for what it's worth. I do hit fairly well. My on-base percentage is pretty decent, and I get more stolen bases than some of the other teams, but I don't hit a lot of home runs. And so that makes sense when we consider that I prefer contact and eye. And you can see it there with Mookie as well. Look at Adrian Gonzalez. Pretty much across the board, they're all skilled up like that. So anyways, I don't want to waste too much time on that. Let's get back to playing some games here. I do tend to avoid fielding because pretty much, unless the player has horrible fielding, I'm generally going to avoid it. And most of my existing players actually start off with decent fielding. And the ones that don't, then I'll just slot them into the DH spot. So I think I have JD Martinez sitting in DH right now. I moved Ortiz out of my lineup. He wasn't hitting that well. And I replaced him with somebody with charisma and batting machine, which would be Benintendi. Okay, moving on. Fat Ninja is a member of my club that I'm in. I wonder if I have him on my friends list still. I believe I do. Let's do this again. Let's take a look at pitching. So that was Zimmerman I was facing, his Sig Zimmerman. And I managed to score a fair number of runs off of him. Let's see what his skills look like. So jumping over here, let's go to friends. I believe Fat Ninja's on my... He was at one point. He might have been somebody that I lost off my list. I generally stick with the same people, but on occasion I will drop somebody to make room for somebody else. So, this is a good comment to make. Feel free to send me friends requests. I gotta tell you though, I got a lot waiting, and if you are under probably around 98 OVR, I'm probably just gonna refuse it. But if it's somebody that I expect to see in ranked, and you'd like to see your team potentially shared with other people and on the videos, you can send me something, and I might crack you open during the game to see how what I faced as far as pitching goes, and it doesn't look like I have Fat Ninja anymore. So undoubtedly I'll face somebody else that I can show the picture. So let's get going. Baltiol, I don't have him. This is somebody I know I'm going to get a manual revenge from, and so I will lose when he revenges me because he's a manual player, which sucks for me. What would doubly suck though is if I lost this one. All right, that turned out okay. Oh, I started out at about rank 32. I'm up to rank 22 now, just from these few wins. Let's see. We can take a look at Team Boston and how I do against that pitcher. I do have him on my friends list. He's also one of my oldest nemesis in this game. I've always had problems with it. Sometimes I just simply can't beat him, and then other times I do better. Right now, I think it'd be Blue Jays 107. Sometimes Team Boston. Sometimes Dodgers New. Those guys give me problems. Henry gives me a lot of problems. And recently, the three Chinese characters. I'll show you here in the ranks who I'm talking about. We want stats. And we look at number 8 there. I've been told that translates into Beer Poor Club. Or so basically Beer Club. So Beer Club guy, yeah, he's a toss-up, 50-50 with him. Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose. And a lot of the teams that I used to handle fairly well have gotten to the point that people have raised their team strength. I'm not talking OVRs. I'm talking about just general skills across all their players. And so teams that previously were fairly easy wins, a lot of them have become a lot more challenging lately. So honestly, I actually don't know how I managed to stay up at the top when there are a lot of comparable teams now. At one point, I might have held an advantage, but I really don't feel like I do anymore. But I'm pulling off wins. Okay, this is a team that used to not be a problem, and he's gotten better, and it's tougher to beat him now. Yep, look at that. He tied it up. Come on. Okay, can we hold this? That was a close one. I do tend to find that I would say more of my wins come from late inning wins than they do from early. So in this case, I scored 3 early right off the bat. But, oh no, Verlander prime too. But I do tend to find that a lot of my runs get scored later in the game when I'm hitting the bullpen. So there's lots of quality starter pitching that I'm running up against. But if I can manage to get past the starting pitching, I'm tending to score more runs off of bullpens. And then that happens to be 2 because I still have 3 sucky relievers. But nonetheless, it kind of reinforces the fact that you need to build your bullpen. Okay, here we go. Team Boston. This is the one we're going to take a look and see how we do against his starting pitching. They're going to give me who? Looks like Peavy. I'm facing his Peavy. He's already got 2 runs against me. 3 runs. Oh, this is not looking good. When they score early and in multiple times like that, it does not bode well. He's probably going to score even more. I'm still behind. This is going to be a loss. Whoa, tied it up. Come on. All right, I'll accept a tie instead of a loss. He's a challenging opponent. So we faced PV. Actually, let's take a look at box score, see who else we faced. We faced PV, Britain, Melancon, and Patensis. I'm not going to remember all those, but we'll try. Let's take a look at those. And Team Boston. There he is. So we start off with PV. That's his number 1 slot. See, there we go. Ace leveled up max. Okay, so if I had this skill set, I would have put pitching machine at 6, ace at 4, and cleaning up your mess at 6. As stated numerous times, I do not trust ace as a skill at all. If you watch my other video about diminishing returns, I believe that ace is going to suffer from that. So it's really not adding much to Jake PV here at all. And just from experience, ace has just not done very well for me. So we also faced Melancon, Last Boss, Golden Pitcher. I do have this combo on my one of my relievers. It does. Oh, that's Kimbrel. And it doesn't do that great. Last Boss, clean up your mess. Nice. I wish I could get that. We've faced Britain, too. Excellent. Nice skills on that. No wonder I have so many problems with him. Untouchable, cleaning up your mess. Wow. His bullpen, and the skills are max. This is in really nice shape. Winning streak on a closer. Excellent, untouchable, and pitching machine. No wonder. Okay, so his bullpen is really nice. Boy, mine pales in comparison to that. Okay, so let's see, how did we do? I believe it was 9 wins and a tie. Match results, away games. There's the tie. Okay, yeah. Oh, I could have just looked here. Sorry. Yep. 1 tie, 9 wins. Acceptable, especially given the fact that I faced Team Boston. And you can see from my home record, I have still only the 1 loss from Redbirds. Hey, let's do their revenge. And we are facing DeGrom. Let's also take a look at this DeGrom and what skills he's got. So I've only scored 1 off of him. Oh, there's another one. Oh, he's got cleaning up your mess because you can see his numbers jack when I get somebody on base. And there we go. Runs off of a reliever. So there's Tyson Ross in relief and DeGrom as the starter. Now this time I can take a look at, no, not that button, at Redbirds because he kindly sent me a request recently. So we can actually take a look at his guys. Okay, so we're looking at for DeGrom, number 1 position, cleaning up your mess and pitching machine. Top-notch skills, in my opinion. I have that on a few of my starters. They do very well. And the reliever that we faced was Tyson Ross. He's got a Golden Pitcher. See, I've had not so great results with Golden Pitcher on my reliever. And Last Boss, that's the combo I have. So Tyson Ross gave up 2 runs, and those were on top of the other 2 that I already had. So I think that was a 4-0 win. Okay, we are at the end of my refresh, so plenty of more to talk about in later videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later.